Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Thursday, February 28th, 2019. Just going to read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks has a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice. Always for your further homework. Good morning, Sue here. Hope you've had a good week so far. I must apologize because I've missed putting out my last couple of videos. I've got super busy and sometimes I'm in a bit of a time squeeze in the morning, and I always want to make sure that I'm prepared for my day before I put these videos out. So I apologize for that. But with that, let's get into today's. If you know me, you know I always start my videos off with a look at the Russell Index. Why do I look at the Russell? I always want to make sure that before I put a new chart forward, I'm looking at it in a rising market environment. And for that, I use the Russell as my guide, specifically the IWM, which is the ETF for the Russell 2000. And I like to step back and take a look at things on a 5-year monthly time frame. So big picture chart here. Pink line is short-term support resistance, purple is medium, and blue is long-term. So you can see the beautiful uptrend the Russell's been in since early 2016. It ended in late 18. We had that big sell-off, but we've had a couple of strong months since then. This is the candle shaping up so far for the month of February, so a bullish orientation. I'm going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 1-year weekly. And I like to look at really simple bear charts. The only indicator I really have is the blue line, which is the 8-day EMA. For me, I like to see price on the Russell up and over the 8-day EMA on the daily and weekly chart. So as you can see, that is the case at the moment with the weekly chart up and over that 8-day EMA. A little bit of softness creeping in, so we want to keep an eye on that for sure, because we've had such a big, long, bullish run. But with that orientation still uptrending, or the market's still uptrending. This is the weekly look. Now let me swap it over to the daily. I'll go 6-month daily. You can see that the blue line's being held, and the Russell did end up having a positive day yesterday. So with that, I am putting a chart forward this morning. And the chart that I wanted to feature for you this morning is Bidu Inc., ticker symbol BIDU. For those of you not familiar with Baidu, they are a huge Chinese internet search engine company and so much more. They're kind of like our Google or Amazon, where they're branching out into all sorts of internet-related things. If you know me at Chart of the Day Cafe, I'm all about the fundamental scores underneath my charts, and I can tell you that Baidu has a very nice high value score, along with a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 19%, a current PE of 14.97. Normally I like to choose a dividend payer. Baidu does not pay a dividend, but I love the chart and I love how timely it is. With these trade talks going on, should they resolve themselves in a positive way, then Baidu will be a beneficiary of that. So that's why I'm highlighting this chart for you at this particular time. So we're looking at the 5-year monthly. You can see that it's more or less traded sideways to flat. And here's where we are right here, right now. But I just wanted you to see in reference to our long-term support resistance where we are right here. That's a 5-year monthly. Now I'm going to zoom it in to the 6-month daily. And you can see the way it's behaving around our orange line. It had a doji yesterday. If it has a positive day today, then it might start to tick higher and start to show that upward momentum, especially if those trade talks resolve themselves in a good way. So I use this blue 8-day EMA as my guide when price moves up and over the 8-day. That's where I'm interested. So this one's definitely early, but I just wanted to flag it for you because I don't do these videos all that often, as one to keep an eye on in this area right here. Along with my new watch list pick, I also like to take a look at the sector that it's in, and for that we're looking at XLK, which is the ETF for the technology sector. 5-year monthly chart, you can see it's been in this beautiful uptrend, but was subject to that big sell-off that we all experienced in the latter part of 2018, but the last couple of months have been very positive for technology and still showing that strength. So good to see that the sector overall is showing strength. As well, I like to look at seasonality, and for that I go over to equityclock.com, a really, really amazing site. And I like to check to see if my new watch list pick is in seasonal favor, and sure enough you can see that Baidu comes into that seasonal favorability at this time of year. No guarantee that happens again this year, but always a good data point to know. As well, I like to spin over to FinViz and see if I've got analyst support for my watch list pick. And as you can see, for the most part, it's pretty positive. And there are also a selection of really positive articles down here. You can take some time to take a look at some of these. And so to quickly recap, let's go back and check the boxes. I started today's video with a look at the Russell Index, and we note that overall the Russell is in an uptrend with price currently up and over that 8-day EMA, which I use as my guide. It's up and over on the daily, weekly, and monthly chart. We looked at the chart for Bidu. We looked at the 5-year chart, and we noted that it's more or less traded sideways, but it's at an area of support, and with positive outcome with these trade talks, possible price strength continuation from here. Emphasis on possible. I don't know anything more than you do. It's just I'm showing you a great chart with great fundamentals underneath it. We also looked at the sector that it's in, XLK, showing strength. We know that Bidu has an excellent value score, a good growth score with a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 19%. Does not pay a dividend, so that's, oops, that should not be checked. I'm sorry, that should not be a check in that box. And it does not have that 3 and 8 EMA daily cross that I look for, so that's not checked either. But it's got seasonality in its favor, analyst support, current PE of 14.97, and it looks as though their next earnings are on April 25th. Thank you again for watching today's video. I try to get them out every Tuesday and Thursday morning. If you liked it, please give it a like, and love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching.